There we go. There's Eli.
All right. There we go. I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me, for sure.
It's awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with your club and how did you get started with that, buddy?
Yeah. It's a good story. I'm Coach Eli with the Eli J Boxing Club. I retired from the Coast Guard around 2016, and I got into a martial arts club on the south side of Holland, and they asked me if I could be their boxing coach for their MMA guys. I said, yeah, no problem. So I did that for about 4 years, 5 years possibly, and then COVID hit. Everything closed, and I knew that boxing saves lives, and we couldn't stop doing what we're doing. So we created the Eli J Boxing Club. We held practices outside over at Tunnel Park. That was me. That was me, yeah.
I remember one time I drove through the beach and I was seeing this boxing happening, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's me. So that kind of reminded me of Rocky. Yeah, well, that's funny you say that. So it got pretty big, and we were doing 2 or 3 sessions a day with privates and full classes. And then we turned it into the Eli J Boxing Club with the help of a friend of mine, Kim Seichow.
Okay.
She even came up with the logo. Shout out to Kim. And COVID started to lift. Fit 24 found out what I was doing. They wanted to get a boxing program into their gym. They came at me and they offered me something, and I said, yeah, absolutely, let's do this. And so we've been there since. This is our, I believe, fourth year there. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, it's grown quite a bit, and just happy to be there. Really, just we're saving lives. Boxing saves lives, and that's what we do.
Yeah. So how did you become? How did it all begin? Like, where did you start?
Yeah.
You came here in 2012. You said.
Yeah, 2012. I moved here from New York with the United States Coast Guard. So I served in the Coast Guard for 21 years, and that's exactly where I started my passion with boxing. Man, I showed up to the boxing game late. I was probably 21 or 22 years of age, and a cadet from the academy, New London, Connecticut Coast Guard Academy, where they had their boxing academy and the regular Coast Guard Academy.
Okay.
They would send cadets to the operational fields, and one of them came to our ship, Coast Guard Cutter Katmai Band at Sault Ste. Marie. Shout out to you, Coach. He's up there. And his name was Cadet Slavitt. He boxed for the Coast Guard Academy, and me and him just hit it off great, and he just started coaching me, and I just really took to it. I mean, like a fish in water. I just couldn't get enough of it. You know what I mean? It was just that.
It's a feeling. It's not like, the enjoyment of music. It's not the enjoyment of, but there's something about the fire, the inside. There's like a fire.
It's a grind. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And you either embrace it or you run from it. And man, I gave that sucker a bear hug. I really did. And I just couldn't get away from it. And so I knew how much I loved it, and it just really changed my life. I wasn't the healthiest of people back then. No problem. So, I just started learning, and I just couldn't get enough of it, and it changed my life forever. It really did, and that was the start.
Okay. So, in the day, oh my goodness, I'm going to go way back here. But back in the day, I was a boxer. And actually, your assistant coach was actually my sparring partner.
Thomas Amaro. Yeah.
So we did a little boxing together. We actually one of the few that started Tulip City Boxing Club.
That's the name of it, Tulip City. I hear a lot of folks talking about that old club. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were with Paul Martinez, rest in peace.
Okay.
Paul Martinez was an old school fighter. He grew up fighting all his life.
Right on.
So he wanted to turn something from fighting into something positive. And with that, there was one day he was actually going into, I don't know where he was going by what style. He worked concrete.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was driving by, but I was fighting outside in the yard at school. So growing up, I was always called the Spick. I was called all kinds of names, Beaners and this and that. And it wasn't even people my age. It was people from like juniors to seniors, and
sure,
so I was always fighting above my class, above, everything.
Your age, your weight class, everything, yeah.
So I would fight all against it. But one day, he stopped and he says, "I want to talk to you. I seen you fighting." And I'm like, "From where?" And he goes, "I saw you fighting in the schoolyard.
Yeah.
How about you turn that fighting into something positive?"
I love that.
So he told me to join, go to the Civic Center to the basement.
Yeah.
For one, I didn't know what the Civic Center was. I didn't even know the Civic Center had a basement. And if you know anything about it, you know, if you go to Civic Center, the old Civic Center, you go downstairs, it's a real shallow, tiny little. Never been down there.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
Okay.
I went down there. We did an event a month ago, maybe a month ago. And for some reason, we were actually working at the Civic Center for a loop. And for some reason, I was like, I have to see it.
Sure.
I have to see it. I went down there. Nothing but machines. I'm going, this is where I boxed. Then it started. And it was just small. Like, I can't believe I was this way, you know?
Right.
And I was looking at the wall. I'm like, I used to hit this wall right here, and I bled on this wall. And I was like,
you left your mark.
I did. And I was like, man. But then I was watching you, and then Thomas Amaro caught me at Mobile one time.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, we're having a show. I want you guys to be there, videotape it.
That's awesome.
Because he was, I guess somebody told him about studio.
Yeah, sure.
And he was just like, I seen you on there, and, you know, just because I can't pay you, just, you can just show up. And I said, told Ben, I'm like, Ben, I think this is something that benefit. We can benefit from this.
Yeah.
Not to be gloat or not to, you know, be positive, but just to get our name out there, just to, you know, show them what we can do with our videos.
And it's a community event, and you
Yeah.
guys are all about community, so it makes sense.
So we made this video. It took us almost 5 days just to create that video that I sent you.
Really? And I didn't receive it because
Yeah, I will send it to you again.
please.
But I will send it because it was like I gave it to you, and it was just like I just wanted a thumbs up. If he liked it, if he didn't like it,
Right.
share it. But then I never received anything, so I was like,
I would have shared it.
but I was like, but it was an amazing video because he saw it was like every section of different boxers, every club, every different, you know,
Right.
different aspects, different visions and views. And you saw the parents' view, you saw the top bleacher view, you saw.
That's cool.
So it was just like, and then Lorraine,
Yeah.
she actually gave us a little tutorial of what was her job and what she did.
As
She did
a
a time interview.
yeah. She's great. She comes to our gym a lot, and she, I don't know if people know this, your listeners know this, but recently she just made history. She is the very first woman referee for professional boxing.
Yes, I guess she did.
Yeah. That was last Friday, and that was through Clip Promotions in Detroit.
Well, Jeanette Ibarra was watching.
Shout out to Carlos Linas out of Clip, Detroit.
Right. But yeah, so, you know, we did this video just to show you what we could do because we want to build this community. And there's a lot of kids that need it.
No doubt, man.
There's a lot of kids that are on the street that need help. There's a lot of kids that don't know where to take other frustrations and other anger, and they're taking it on parents. And I mean, now with the law, if you touch a child, it's abuse. These kids need somewhere to go. They need somewhere to get help, you know, and the right coaching can get them on the right balance of life.
Yeah, well, they need role models, man, in life, and not just in boxing. But boxing, to me, is just a way to reach out to anyone in any walk of life. It doesn't have to be a kid; it could be a young adult that's on the wrong path.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of those, right? You touched on community. To me, community is everything, right? Like if you are a staple in your community, then you're a leader. And that's what these kids look up to. That's what these young adults look up to, leaders, right? And I just feel like, man, through boxing, that's my vision. That's what we do. We try to lead. We try to get people involved, and we try to change lives.
Mike Mafioso said, "What's up, yo, coach?"
Hey, Mike. Hey, big Mike out of MGGA. Shout out to Mike. Hey, great boxer. Mike is a great boxer, and his brother Michael, they're twins. Oh, they're twins. You got to put those kids down a 2x4, man. Very tough boxers.
Good.
Hernan Campos is their head coach over there at MGGA, Michigan Golden Glove Association out of Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, one of our coaches for all our pros. Yeah, he corners with us. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It is. Yeah, it's a good community. It's boxing community around here, man. It really is.
We're speaking of community. So what else do you do for the community?
Yeah. So when I retired from the coach guard in 2016, I picked up a job with West Ottawa Public Schools At the time, I was a security guard, and then that kind of morphed into something bigger and just something that I absolutely love and passionate about. I really feel that the heartbeat of a community is at school. I really do. You can touch so many families, so many kids, and really change lives. And then that just goes hand in hand with boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tell you, I'm just blessed. I'm really blessed to just do what I do.
Well, when you told me about, you're a security guard at the school, I don't know, it was kind of like Paul was my security guard.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it was actually what you said, it's role models. You need role models because there's a lot of kids that need that.
100%.
But where do they go? Who can they go? I mean, some parents are like, well, I can't afford that.
Right.
Is there a program that they can go to, or is there a program that you can work with? Is there a payment plan? What does Eli J Boxing offer?
Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization, and we don't. If you cannot afford it, we got you. We got your back, man. If you want to box, I don't care if you never want to compete. If you just want to be part of the team and be somewhere besides in trouble, we got you. You're right here in our hands, man. We got you. We'll pay the membership fees. We'll pay for the gloves, and we'll train you, And then if you decide, hey, I never want to take a fight, coach, I'm all right with that, man, because you spent quality time in the gym and not doing something stupid.
Joey Ochoa said, yo, welcome, Joey. Ben Hall said, yo, what's up? Eli LFG.
Hey, Ben, man, he has been a sponsor of mine, great friend of mine for years. And
the great work.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks. And thanks for always being there for us, man. We can't thank you enough.
So where, Joey wants to know exactly where is your gym located?
It's located on the corner of River and Douglas in Fitton 24. I don't know if you're familiar with that gym. It's a great gym. It's open 24 hours a day, and now it's got a boxing club as of 4 years ago.
And I don't want to put this out there because I'm not trying to promote them, but it is next to the old Casey's Rail House.
Yeah, correct. Now I think it's right next to a butcher,
restaurant type deal. Bone, yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, so good. Join them. I mean, I see pictures, I've seen stuff like that, and it's. Joey said he wants to box. What's up?
Let's go, Joey. What are you waiting for, dog?
But so there's a lot that's been Yeah.
Emily Marie, what's happening? She's actually part of the Eli J Boxing Committee and helps us out tremendously with fundraisers that we do. We do a lot of fundraisers just so we can pay for things that, because money doesn't grow on trees. And
that is true.
I got a full team behind me with the Eli J Boxing Club, and I couldn't do it without them. And I really mean that. It is so much work behind the scenes.
I get that.
Yeah, I know you do. You're busy.
I get that. I mean, just trying to do this podcast show and get everything ready for the events that we do have.
Sure.
People see the events; they don't see what's behind the scenes of the paperwork and
all the people
meetings and the meetings. Yeah, and it's a lot of work. A lot of staying up late and waking up early.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, the whole team is great, and I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. So in the whole midst of everything, where do you see the boxing career for these kids? I mean, where do you want this to go? Do you want them to be pros? Do you just want them to train them?
Yeah.
What is it that what are your goals for this?
My goal is their goal. So, and I really mean that. So let's say that a guy comes to me or a girl, whatever, and they want to box and they start boxing. Then they get really passionate about it and they want to take their first fight amateur. Yeah, let's do that, right? And then they get that burning feeling inside and they keep going and they keep going. They get 50 or 60 amateur fights. They want to turn pro. Let's do that. But then let's reverse. Let's circle back to the kid that's right next to the guy that wants to fight and he doesn't want to fight. Man, my goal is his goal. You want to lose 10 pounds? You want to be better in school? You know what I mean? Like maybe somebody just reaching out to be part of something. Well, we want that kid to be part of something. We provide tutors for these kids when they need it. We stress the importance of school and staying in it and staying active in it. And we stress doing the hard things. We got away from that a little bit. I feel like just as a society, and I can't even tell you how important it is just to have that fulfillment feeling like I did something hard today and I feel great about myself. Well, their goals are my goals, man. So I really don't put pressure on the kids. The young adults that want to take it to another level in their career, yeah, we pressure them, sure. And we train them in between me and Thomas and Joe Zuniga. Those are our coaches.
Zuniga.
Oh, come on. Well,
I haven't seen him in a long time.
He is such a great guy, right? And you talk about a great community member. Him and his wife Alejandra. Alejandra's on our committee. Joe's a professional on our team, and he coaches with us. So, yeah, shout out to Joe and Alejandra Zuniga.
Chito Luna said, "What's up?"
There you go, Chito. Chito, one of my good friends, man. One of the best boxing knowledgeable persons I've ever had the pleasure to have a conversation with. And Joe brought him over to my house one day for a boxing event. And I barely watched the boxing event. I just talked boxing with Chito the whole day. And that was probably 3 years ago. We've been friends ever since. Every time a big fight card comes up, we're texting each other. Who you got? We're talking about it. You don't run into a lot of people that are that passionate about our sport. You know what I mean? So when you do, you embrace them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Chito. Chito's a good guy.
Good guy. Yeah.
I don't tell you how I know him, but yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
It's positive.
Sure.
I think he's dating my cousin.
Oh, right.
Right, Chito? You're dating my cousin, right? I don't want to put you out there like that. But yeah, so, Tommy showed me a lot of stuff. Even his dad was
His coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his dad was part of what I was learning as well. And his brother Anthony was also showing us how to, and he put like tape on the floor.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Get your stand
dancing.
pivots.
Yeah. There was a lot of things in boxing that I fell in love with. And then it was the fact that the first gym went up. Then the second one came up.
Yeah.
Westside, shout out to Westside Boxing. Let's go, Coach Ruben. But yeah, once he started that, I was just like, I want to know where this is going.
Yeah.
But then me and Ruben actually built a bond, a brother bond, and then I was helping him with the kids and stuff like that. We actually sold, Ruben, correct me if I'm wrong, 5,000 or 10,000 tacos
Oh, wow.
just to get the ring that he has.
Yeah, that's a beautiful ring. We're running it for the show at West Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, if you're dedicated to something, man, it's worth doing.
Yeah. And Ruben is dedicated to live. Same as me, man. Like,
He loves each and every one of those kids.
100% he does.
He knows each and every parent. He knows each and every kid, and and I think believe he's got a nickname for everybody that goes there.
Probably.
And that's just Ruben.
Yeah.
Ruben's a family person that he's very dedicated to the kids, and I know you're dedicated to this show because I see everything that you're posting, and I'm going, I miss that, man.
Yeah.
I'm already old. I'm like big.
But you know what? I feel like boxing's one of those sports where you can do until you're dead. I really do. I mean, there's people in their 70s that are.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
It's very true.
And like I said, it all goes back to boxing changes lives, man. It changes your mindset, it changes how you eat, it changes how you work out, it changes how you think about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know that. You honest.
Yep.
You had that feeling in you. You probably feel it
I would get out of school. I would run from school to home, take a shower, get dressed, run to the Civic Center.
That's awesome.
And then run back home.
And you thought nothing of it.
Nothing.
Because
I wanted that training. I wanted that stamina. I wanted to be able to last 3 minutes in the ring.
right.
And
It feels like 30.
yeah, it feels like 30 minutes. Anybody that says, oh, 30 minutes ain't long,
They have it boxed.
they haven't boxed.
Right.
It's kind of, okay, I ain't gonna go there. We're public.
I gotcha.
But, there's a lot to boxing.
There is.
I mean, people go into the box and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get in the ring. You're gonna die.
Well, that's where a good coach says, hey, let's go hit the bag and let's go in your stand.
Stand up first.
Yeah.
Let's get you, your balance up good.
Sure.
Let's get you, let's get your focus points going.
Right.
You can't just hop in the ring and think that you can start throwing.
That's fact. No,
Because once you start throwing, they're gonna catch you on the right hook.
Yeah.
And you're done.
That's right. You got
They're
to
gonna be popping and popping. They're gonna be sitting there going, we're done already.
We're done?
What?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Victor, father said, let's go.
Hey, Victor Monopolis is one of my boxers.
Sorry, I did that wrong.
Very good. Victor just recently won the West Michigan Golden Gloves Championship for the super heavyweight division. Congratulations. Shout out to you, Vic.
Congratulations, Vic. But yeah, so going back to this, the high school,
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun. Saw a lot of people. What was his name? My cousin, Muscoro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was my other coach.
Okay.
After Paul Beck, and he was my other coach because we actually were in the church building
Oh, right on.
on what's that? Lincoln.
Okay.
It was a Christian church that was in the basement.
Gotcha.
So we started doing that. But yeah, it was good to see everybody.
It was a beautiful event, man. We had 18 bouts, 18 belts. I forgot how many teams, and God, shout out to Marco Salcedo.
Yes.
Yeah, who's a good matchmaker for that. And he's a great matchmaker in general for most of these shows that are held in West Michigan. And his son has got, I think, don't quote me, and I'm sure that somebody here might pipe up, but I think he's got 103 boxing matches right now, Marcos Jr., which is a lot. And he is a super talented kid, great family. Yeah, and so what a great event. And I was glad to see you guys there. That's the first time I met you, was right there at the show. It was just a great event.
I want to thank Tommy for the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
To give Black Rivers a chance to show what we have.
Right.
But
I'm glad we reached out to you guys or bumped into you at the gas station.
Yeah, for sure. We would like to be a part of that, of any boxing, take videos or whatever we can.
Yeah.
That would be great. That way, you guys always have footage of what you guys do.
Yeah, we
got pictures. I mean, we got photography here, videography.
Yeah.
We do podcasts.
Yeah.
We also, as you see, we got a studio going.
Yeah, I love this. This is so cool.
Just like you see kids in there, they're not part of Black Rivers.
Okay.
They're kids that came off the street and then they're trying to learn how to build. They're trying to learn how to do
That's
things.
awesome, man.
We actually try to teach them how to do the podcast,
Sure.
recording, actually how to answer the phones and stuff.
Life skills, man.
And so that's what it's just same concept.
Yeah. So you're giving back, man. And we had this short conversation before we got on air about, community and this and that, and how you got started. And really, it's just coming from nothing sometimes, right? And realizing where you come from and realizing and evolving and saying to yourself as you get a little older, it's time for me to get back.
Yeah.
Somebody did it for us.
Yep.
So it's our turn, right? And that's what we're doing.
And that's why, again, with Papa John's and everybody else, they love that kind of stuff. And I was talking with Emily, and she was like, we love the fact that, you can do that in your studio.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you couldn't do it without Papa John's.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just a big circle, man. And without everybody
helping the community, if we could all do the same thing and help the community, I don't think there would be one hurt child out there or one homeless person out there. There'd be, everybody would be on the same level and say, let's just help each other.
I agree with that. Let's stop putting each other down. Let's start helping each other.
Yeah. And, there's life is the way life is going right now. It is too short to be mad and angry at people.
That's fact.
We gotta love each other, man. It's just like,
that's right.
If you've got anger issues, go to the boxing gym.
That's right.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Take it out of bed.
I'm telling you, man, I know I've said it probably 3 times on this podcast. Boxing changes lives, man. It really does. And it's mentally, it's physically,
just like you and Ruben and other coaches, you're dedicated to these kids.
For sure.
And that's what means a lot to these kids.
Yeah.
And if these kids can go and promote themselves, say, hey, come join me.
Yeah, that's right.
Invite other people. Just, hey, come join me.
Yeah.
I see what you're going through. Just come join me. Or even if they come up to you and say, hey, coach, there's this kid at school.
Right.
Like, you go talk to them.
Yeah.
Even that would help.
Just going back to your story, man. You tried it. You walked into that gym. You left your blood on that wall. You did it. And you could say that for the rest of your life, man. And that means something. That's meaningful.
And I won my first fight.
No, that's not my
first fight. So it's like, it was right here before they tore it down, the Dow Center.
I got here in 2012. I don't know if that was here or not. I moved here from New York.
Know about that? I can't remember when the Dow Center was.
Roy Garcia. What's happening, Roy? Out of West Side Boxing. Good to see you.
Hey, so going on. But yeah, so now with the Dow Center, it was like my first fight. I was so nervous. Paul made sniffed this snake
salt or something.
No, it's like Nasonex or just so you can breathe. Your name.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because he goes, you got to breathe through your nose. You can't breathe through your mouth.
People that have not been through that don't realize that feeling of the walkout. Or that feeling of right before you're about to go and you're in that locker room and you're sweaty and you're nervous and people that say they're hard are lying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's really funny because we were just sitting there, me and Thomas were getting dressed, we're getting ready. I'm just sitting there going, Thomas, he bumps. This is his 15th, 20th fight for sure. First one.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and it's just like, man.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, squeezing that bottle up in my nose. He's taking a deep breath.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa. Okay. And I was like, all right. All of a sudden, there's music playing. And like, you're coming out. People are cheering. And all of a sudden, you get in that ring. All of a sudden, everybody becomes a blood.
That's a fact. And now you're tunnel vision.
You're tunnel vision right here, right in the ring. Everybody's yelling, but you can't hear a damn thing they're saying.
including your coach. Your coach.
Yeah. You're sitting once that bell rings, you get into your corner. You're sitting there. Coach is going, hey, I need you to do that uppercut. Step back a little bit. Take a breather. You got to take your time.
Yeah.
More jab. And then you're like, okay, what did you say? Hit him? I'll hit him. So, yeah, and, it's boxing is one of the greatest sports ever.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's hard to talk to people who have never experienced boxing. They don't have to do it themselves or just watch it. People that don't have that in their lives, and then you convert them and you put them on to boxing, holy cow, that's a lifelong passion now that they have. I'm sure they just know a great thing about boxing. I know you are. We're talking about it.
Yeah. I was watching the Canelo fight. That
was a great card. That was a great card. A buddy of mine, Billy Briscoe, was in Danny Garcia's corner, and I know that fight was not great to watch.
No.
He tried for greatness, and I'm a big Danny Garcia fan, and I didn't want to see him go out that way, but it is what it is. I was happy to see Caleb Plank get that body shot. That was pretty sick.
So where's your next show going to be?
It'll be at West Ottawa High School for sure, but we haven't locked in a date yet. We're really got some shows coming up. I got an amateur show coming up, and that's October 17th and 18th, and that's going to be King of the Jungle. It's a 3-day tournament.
Yes.
We got 4 on that card, and one of them is Emily Martinez, who is an up-and-coming female boxer on the Eli J. Boxing Club.
Okay, that's where I heard it from.
And she was vicious, man. She was really good, but this will be her first bout. So we're looking forward to that one for sure, man. I can't wait to see her in the ring. She spars everybody. She spars our pros. She spars our amateurs.
Oh, she ain't afraid.
She's not afraid. Not one bit. She's a mother of 2 single moms. Shout out to
her. Anger.
Shout out to her, man. She's really good. She's ready. Yeah, we got Anthony Holguin. Sorry. And, man, I think he fights at 123 pounds. Woo! Just an absolute assassin in there, man, and a technician. I mean, his angles are just so quick. His hands are quick.
It's like strategic.
Stamina for days. And so he wears out his opponents. I mean, just sheer pressure. We got Thomas's son, Jojo. Come on. He won. Jojo took his first fight in a matched bout in the Golden Gloves this year. It wasn't part of the Golden Gloves, but it was a match bout at the Golden Gloves because he was too young to be in the Golden Gloves. And he got a KO in, I think it was either 30 or 50 seconds in the first round. And I looked over at Thomas, his dad, and I just saw the sheer pride. Thomas is a great, great coach. I'm so happy to have him on.
He's also humble.
He's got a great backstory, right? And I know you know it, and I'm not here to tell it. But, man, if you ever bump into Thomas tomorrow, man, shake that dude's hand because he's a great human, man, and that's what it's about, just being a good human.
Yeah, he put his work in, definitely.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where at the thing we watched Jojo fight.
Yeah.
He was like...
At the fight,
he was actually one of the main characters of our video.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's right. I got to see his video that you say.
I will show you. I will take you to the room and show you.
Yeah.
I can just do that here. But yeah, it's so... It's just amazing that you're doing so much great work. Now, you said you had another champion.
Listen to me. This doesn't happen every day to a boxing club.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. It's like all this stuff happening all at the, it's happening in your gym. It's happening all over with all the gyms.
Yeah.
But yours is, I see yours more and I see Westside more.
Yeah.
But you're getting all these good people, and I'm going, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah. So we got a guy named Byron Rojas, and he was a prior world champion straight from Nicaragua. Came to me 3 weeks ago. Looking to regain that strap, man. Wants that strap. His record was 28-4, or is 28-4. 28 wins, 4 losses. And we are in the process right now, man, of training.
You showed me a video.
Yeah.
And that boy he's hot.
He's back. And you know what he fights at? Between 108 and 112 pounds.
No.
Not kidding you. And the dude is just really super proportioned. Say it again.
Featherweight?
Yeah. Super proportioned. His legs are jacked. Everything about him is jacked, and he's just super fast. And
he was punching that bait pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm going, okay, that takes a lot of strength.
I got a bone up on my Spanish. He doesn't know too much English, and so we're just teaching each other little bits, and I pull up Chat GPT and talk to him that way. And he's just a beautiful person inside and out. I've only known the guy for 3 weeks. He's very humble, and like I said, he was a world champion, and that's something, man. I mean, golly, to walk around saying I was a world champion, that's something, and he'll get back to it. We'll get him there. Yeah.
Man, I don't even want to see this kid.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Anytime you want to come, we have Wednesday sparring. Anytime you want to come to the gym and check our guys out and our girls, man, it's something else. They just put
Can anybody go?
Anybody. We open it up to the public every Wednesday. We encourage it. You know how it is. You can't just spar your own teammates and expect to get better. You got to have that work from Westside. You got to have that work from Sequans. You got to have that work from.
Speaking of Westside, Westside sparring this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday they're talking about doing it.
From 11 to 1, or
I'm not sure on the time. I think Ruby was saying something about 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go check them out on Westside. They have us open sparring. Emily Martinez, that shadow.
That's everywhere.
What's up?
All right.
But yeah, so Kenny, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, you didn't. I'm just shooting the shit with you, to be honest with you. Yeah, I forgot where we were at.
So yeah, open Wednesdays.
Yeah, open Wednesdays. We spar from 5:30 to whenever we're done. Unlimited rounds, and we try to match you up with your age and your weight and your experience. But sometimes we want a little more. Sometimes we want to see a little more. So maybe we'll bump up a weight class or two, and maybe we'll put you with an older person just to get you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the atmosphere is great. People are doing their best every Wednesday, and it's great to see all the other clubs come in.
Now, in some aspects, okay, no, just hear me out.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was at Walmart, and I was talking about the boxing club, and I was telling people, hey, you should join. I was hanging out with Ruben at the time and, helping him with the gym.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, they're too hostile. They think they're too big, and they always want to fight somebody. And what is your gym like?
I would tell you that any gym that you walk into, and it doesn't matter if it's overseas or if it's in America, boxers and boxing coaches are probably the most humblest people in the world. And why? Well, because they know what they can do. They don't have anything to prove. They have nothing to prove to nobody. So they're just really humble people. And most of them, probably 3/4 of them, are just all about giving back. So you come into our gym, and it's a great atmosphere, and it's welcoming. And, man, I mean, it's very competitive as well. But nothing to pump your chest out at and nothing to beat your chest like I did this. As soon as somebody gets the better of somebody in the ring, they shake hands, and they're on to the next round.
Right. The funny part about that, because you said that, there was, when I first started.
Yep.
There was a kid, I'm not going to mention any names because I don't know if he's around anymore.
Sure.
I want to put him out there.
Yep.
But he was acting real tough. He was not from here. He was from somewhere else.
Okay.
And he was trained by this pro, blah, 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 blah. And so Paul was like, all right, you can spar.
Yep.
He was on the ground less than 30 seconds.
What was his demeanor like after? Was he that super?
He quit. He quit.
That's that mental part of the game.
He quit because he was so pumped up that he was his master of boxing, and he did this, and there, and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And his pride was so high that when he fought, just in sparring, just in practice,
sure,
he was on the ground.
Yeah.
And right there and then he got up, he took the gloves off, he walked out.
Yeah. I had boxers of mine where they took their very first loss, and that was their only loss and only fight because they just didn't have the mentality to get through that loss. And I try to tell all these kids, this is amateurs, man.
The mentality is hard. Okay, you can't just go, I want to be a boxer, and you got to have support.
Yeah.
You got to have support around you. Again, I had very little support.
Sure.
And I had people, that had different people, like, hand me drugs, drinking, and partying, and there was no support to what I wanted to do in life.
Right.
And so I chose to do other things.
Yep.
And I became lazy, and I just started doing what I do.
Yep.
I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have, and it was just... Yeah.
And then somebody came around and showed you something else, and I'll look at you.
Yeah.
Just a pillar of the community, and that's really the word that needs to get out, man. It doesn't have to be boxing per se. I know that I'm a boxing coach and I promote boxing. I promote our boxers, but gosh, there's something about, just having that fire, that passion in something that can just divert your path and put you on the right one. You know what I mean? And it just takes one person to reach out and to reach to someone and say, I got you, man. Let's go do this.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I did for Black River Studios.
Yeah.
It was just something that was in my heart to go, hey, I seen his passion, I seen his dream.
Yeah.
I made it come true.
And that's cool. You moved all the way from Oklahoma to make this thing happen. And this is a beautiful facility.
I didn't want to come back, man. I didn't want to go back to Holland.
Right.
I didn't have a reason. I mean, I had reasons to be here, but I didn't want to,
Yeah.
But this was an opportunity because it's something I love doing.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to give back and try to help kids understand. Because I first started, I told Ben, you can have your podcast, you can do whatever you got to do. I just want my ministry.
Sure.
I want to run my ministry.
Yep.
And so we agreed, but then things started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We started getting more people, and it was just like,
right.
But as we went and we started learning with each other, it started growing. Yeah. To the factor where we got sponsors and stuff like that, which I'll announce in a minute. But it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of hours.
It takes a lot of people to support your efforts, man.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm saying the mentality for boxing.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot. It takes a lot, and you need that support.
Yeah, you do. And when you're standing toe to toe, you've done it, man. In the middle of the ring, the only support you got is in your corner.
Yep.
And that's got to be family.
That's crazy. We have Westside Boxing Club's watching.
Hey, all right, Westside. Jen Ramirez, shout out. Thanks for watching.
But yeah, so there's a lot of things that these kids are missing. A lot of things that even adults are missing. But using boxing as a tool to get in shape, focused, balanced in life. That's something that I'm appreciative with you and all the boxing clubs that are here in Michigan.
Well, thanks.
So we can all go and try to get into shape. Me, I'm busy. I want to get back in the gym.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna get back in the gym, but running a podcast and running, the studio going.
Yeah.
I'm just busy.
I get it.
I mean, I don't need to get in shape. I ain't gonna lie, but
you'll get there. Around your own time, yeah. And
once everything settles down here, I'll be in the gym
for sure.
So it's just a factor of. I just want to say thank you for joining us today, man.
Thanks for having me. Big time.
It's been an honor, dude. Again, the first time I saw you, I was like, you were walking around, looked like you were a little frustrated, and it's like,
well, running your own show, it's like, Max, you are just so busy. And I think I had 4 or 5 fighters on that show. We all came back with straps that day, too. We didn't take one loss on our team that day. I don't know if you knew that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, which is very cool. I mean, that's, and everybody got a belt, which is awesome. What kid doesn't want a belt, man?
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's a symbol of, hey, I did it. I put the work in and I reached my goal. And I think that's incredible. And I love watching these faces when their arm gets raised. And man, I get so excited.
Little JoJo sat there and he won. He's jumping up and down. He got down. He's
Ivan Amaro. Yeah. Ivan. Man, when he won that belt, it was like he just won the WBC championship.
Man, I tell you what, that smile on his face.
It made the show.
He made the show.
It made the show. And a lot of people came up to me after that show and they said, that kid Ivan made the show. He was the star of it. And so I just think that's pretty special. I think that everything that these adults and these kids do on a daily that others ain't doing, I think it's just incredibly special because they could be doing the other thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're with us. And man, like I said, I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get to the gym every day. I can't wait to see their faces. I can't wait to see how much they progress every day. It's the same working at the school. I love hanging out with the students. I love talking to them, and I just love watching them progress. Yeah, different lifestyle. It's fun to watch a freshman come in as a freshman, and they're kind of immature and they're a little lost, and you know what I mean? And then they're a senior. Within no time, you're like, wow. Man, you evolved in 3 years, big time. You did it. And it's just an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
It's a very cool gig.
You just mentioned, one
of our old students. We're working in the studio right now. And it was great to see you, man. I love talking to the old students.
Keep it up, coach.
That's what he said, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The impact is so great that you have with kids.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I really do. And it comes pretty natural to me, man. It really does. When I was a kid and growing up in Mount Clemens, just outside of Detroit, man, there was a lot of negatives. There was, and there wasn't a lot of positives in our area. There wasn't, man. I mean, we got positives from our friends' parents or our own parents here and there, but We didn't have a boxing club there. We didn't have a place to go to. We had football. You know what I mean? Like we joined high school football. That was our little thing that would keep you out of trouble. But I guarantee you that if we had a boxing gym in Mount Clemens, Eli would have took full advantage of that, man. You know? I think there should be a boxing gym in every city. I really do.
Jennifer Merritt says you're such an amazing person in the community, Eli.
Thanks, Jen. I appreciate you. Danny Lansfeld, man, I was stationed with him in the Coast Guard. He's up in Escanaba now, and that guy could make you a treehouse. He has one, and it's all made of glass, and it's beautiful, and the guy can make anything. He makes saunas, tree houses, name it. I mean, the guy is a jack of all trades, man. Shout out to you, Dan.
Wow. Shout out, buddy. I mean, glass house.
Yeah.
That kind of seems like
Yeah. He's a great guy, man. Just a great human.
So, in the next 5 years, what do you see yourself doing? Are you still going to continue doing it? You're going to be like that old Mick from Rocky?
You know, I'm not going to sit here and BS you. I don't have a timeline, man. I really don't.
You're going to take it year by year, day by
Yeah,
day?
year by year. You know how life is. Life can throw you a curveball. Next thing you know, you're in one domain, we're into the next one. You know, but I'm dedicated. I can tell you that. I'm truly dedicated, man, and that shows. Yeah, thanks. And that's really all I can. I don't have a timeline, man. I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Salute to all your watchers, man. That's a lot of watchers right now.
Yeah. Appreciate all you tuning in, man.
Joseph Zuniga. Hey,
Come on, Big Joe.
Yeah. Joseph Zuniga. What's up, Joseph? I ain't seen you in a minute.
I haven't seen David in a minute, man. Shout out to David. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
So, if you had some inspiring words to tell to your community, and it's just from you to the community, what would you tell them?
Specifically this community, keep doing what you're doing, man. This community's so great. I mean, so great. We got so many people that reach out to people in need, man. And it could just be your neighbor. It could be a person you don't even know, you know. And I see it all the time in this community. So this is one of the greatest communities I've ever lived in, man. I've been to a lot of places in the Coast Guard over my years, and Holland cares, man. They give a shit, and I love that. I really do. We're not leaving this community. We're right here. We don't even have family here other than the ones we made. Me and my wife been married 28 years and got 2 beautiful daughters, 3 grandbabies, 1 on the way. Yeah, and we love this community. So if I were to give anything to this community, I'd just say keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right. You're a model for other communities to look at.
Yeah. Well, actually, Holland was one of the safest cities, Christian communities, and also one of the richest areas in
Sure.
Michigan.
Yeah.
But also the most giving.
And I can see that. I really can, man. I mean, just even through our club and at through the school. I mean, golly, dude.
Community, even with the ministry,
Right.
with the ministry, man. Running this ministry is not easy. You deal with, I'm a counselor, a pastor, and
Sure.
I'm a construction worker, and
Yep.
then whatever it is, whatever cap they have that day is what I'm going to wear.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I'm a jack of all trades, but master of none. And that whole thing, man, is when I want to put this ministry is trying to reach out to the community. It's like you can go so far with the community, but there's so much out there that you can't reach them all.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is where the podcast comes in, is where I can't go that far to reach them, but the podcast can.
Yeah, and this person that's watching this podcast can bring it up to his neighbor.
Like, please share this. If you guys are watching, share this video. Share this podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's what this podcast is for, is to share the community, the growth of the community.
Right.
Especially what you're doing, what Ruben is doing, what other coaches are doing.
And what you guys are doing.
Well, that's why we started, was to help the community.
Yeah.
The community has a voice that needs to be heard.
I agree.
And if we don't do something about it, we stay silent and the people still run over us. Then they figure there's nothing else for us to do.
Sure. Right.
However, we're building a voice for the community, especially for the young ones, as well as the old ones
That are coming up.
That's
right.
As you see, they're building the booth.
I love that. Yeah.
And they all came in. They absolutely do.
Yes.
Sure. They're all respectful here.
Because it's a community, man, and they know when people are part of it and when people aren't, man, and people are real, and there's no fake. Can't be fake with people.
You just met Moyle. He was actually one of our sponsors of the Southside Cuts. He actually took kids off the street. He showed them how to cut hair.
Incredible. Game of trade. That's incredible.
One of our artists is actually Moyle, am I right? He's going to take over your shop. One of the artists that's here that's actually going to take over the shop.
That's incredible.
Moyle has bought another place.
Right. And, anybody can do that for anybody, right? Everybody has something to offer somebody.
Yeah. Right? Or teach them, teach those who are,
That's right.
give them something to do.
Yeah.
Instead of being on the street or being on your game.
That's right. And
because all you strengthening up is your game, not your mind.
That's right. So come to the gym and let's strengthen up everything.
Yeah. Physically and
mentally. Yes, for sure.
So what time do we have? Oh, it's time, buddy.
I feel like this is flying. This is just a great conversation.
It's it was just great, dude. Because I don't want to end this. I really don't. I'm having fun.
Yeah, same. I am too.
But yeah, so there's a lot of good watch. There's people out there watching, and I'm asking just share this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Just share it. I mean, this can go all the way to California. We actually, our podcast actually hits China.
That's amazing.
There's watchers from China, Russia, Australia, Europe, Italy.
Well, I'm gonna just plug this, man. Please hit me on Facebook or anything for the Eli J Boxing Club. We're a nonprofit. If you feel like you might want to donate a pair of boxing gloves or a pair of boxing shoes or anything, man, our kids mean the world to me. And sometimes it's hard to give those kids what you really want to give them because you don't have the funds. And it's just constant fundraisers and everything. And man, if you want to, if anybody, any of your listeners want to reach out and really touch somebody, man, come see us, please, because
even
big stuff.
Even some like a small money donation.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
a small money donation just to get them, just get them MC Sporting Goods or something to buy
a bag of
buy them some hand racks.
Yep.
Start with small.
For sure, absolutely. And when we give those things to young boxers, man, it is like giving them $1 million, dude.
I remember it is. I remember at night, I wanted to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Who didn't, right?
I wanted to sleep.
That's right.
Like,
wanted to smell it. Yeah.
You smell the sweat, the hard work. I jogged in them.
Yeah. Because you wanted people to see what you were about. It meant the world to you.
Somebody to actually be proud of what I was doing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I do.
And so I was dedicating myself, and again, mentality kicks in the mental. If you're not strong-minded, and you get sidetracked with other things, it just kind of hurts you at the end.
Right. Well, you're a real one, man. I can tell you are. You are a real one, man. And you describe things like I want to say them, like that feeling that you got when you got that first pair of gloves, man. Like
fire, man.
It is fire. It is, yeah.
And it's just like So I had bought my first pair of gloves. Well, actually, Miss Martinez gave me a pair of gloves, and he said, "Take these home, practice."
Yeah.
What did I do? I went home. I took some shoe polish, polished them up. All right, put my little hand wraps on, put them in the deli. Back in my shoe polish. Then I was doing what Paul taught me. I was in my basement. I was just punching the wall slow. I was kind of getting the jabs here and there.
Sure.
And then I started getting into it, and then all of a sudden, I bought a bag.
Yeah.
And I hung it from the ceiling. I started going at it.
Yeah.
And then I did what Paul said. I wrote like a hook here, and I put in like a one punch here.
Yeah, right out
here. So I had a little diagram of what to hit, what was the body, what was the hitting.
That's it in yourself, man. That's what you were doing.
So I was actually training myself of what I needed to do.
Right.
Especially when I got in the ring.
Yeah.
And it worked because my first fight, I won.
That's incredible.
And it took a lot of dedication. I didn't think I could do it.
Sure.
Especially being nervous.
Right.
But once it's weird. It's weird how it works because you hear all this cheering, you hear the music, and then once you get in that ring, everything becomes irrelevant. And you're just focused right at that person, and you're dead looking at this guy going, I'm going to whoop you.
Right.
And that's a mentality because
you fight or flight at that time, right? There's nowhere to run.
So now you're in this. You're in the Lions.
That's right.
Either
engage or don't.
Yep. Beating or getting.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
sure.
I took everything I had and I fought.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love seeing that in our kids too. Some of our kids just come out swinging for the fences, no technique, because they, like you said, well, you can't hear, you go into tunnel vision, and it's fight or flight. And when they do that, man, I'm so excited for them. I really am. I know Joe Zuniga's last pro fight, he came out on the walkout just screaming. He was so intense and just wanted that win so bad. And I'm getting a first round knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, It's
I've seen that fight. I never remember. I've seen the fight.
yeah, that was in Lansing. We got our next pro card November 16th in Lansing. Yeah, November 16th. And we got Jordan McDonald, Ramon Gutierrez, and Ramon's in there. And then we got a Ulysses Campos out of Michigan Golden Glove Association. That's Coach Hernan's son. And that dude's going to be something.
And where is this going to be?
That's going to be, it's at the hotel. I'm sorry. I can't, my brain sucks. I didn't write that down.
We're just chatting.
Yeah.
You can email or
I'll get it to you.
Text me, whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
Let me know where that's at, and I can post it.
If my wife would watch it, send it to me.
Oh, yeah, you can do it now.
Yeah.
So hang on. Ben wants to see me for some reason.
All right.
But he can't for some reason. No, wrong one. There I am. Are you happy, Ben? I'm right here, buddy. But yeah, so just if you guys wanna, you're right. You said
Yeah.
send the address over
Or the name of the hotel. If anybody knows the name of the hotel. Causeway Hotel. It just came to me.
Say that again.
Causeway. CAUS Way in Lansing. And that's November 16th.
November 16th.
Yeah, and that's going to be co-promoted. That's a Clip Promotions along with Pete MMA, and it's good. There's no MMA in it, but he does boxing shows in Lansing. He does a great job. The last one was spectacular.
Yeah.
And Jordan McDonald, that's our guy too, man. That dude can crack. I mean, he's something serious. He really is. Yeah.
That'd be good to see Lansing. It's not that far
Well,
away.
that's probably a home show for us. That's as close as home is going to get for a pro show. I mean,
Yeah, but how? I guess I should ask this afterward, but what would it take to start a show?
like pro shows, I mean?
Like kind of what we did. What you
Yeah, so amateur show, you got to have a good matchmaker, and you got to have solid people behind you to help with the ring and help with concessions and help with everything. But I've only done amateur shows. I've never done a pro show. That takes a little bit of grip. You know what I mean? I got to pay those pros.
Yeah.
And there's some ins and outs to that. But I probably won't ever do a pro show. But I'll keep doing the amateur shows.
I wouldn't mind an amateur show, but I will talk to you afterwards because I
Yeah.
want to just put their name out there and,
Right.
put them in a bind to say yes, and
Right.
they don't have the means for it. You know what I mean?
Call them out.
Yeah. I don't wanna do that. But it was great having you here, man.
Well, thanks so much for having me, man.
I mean, it brought me back to who I used to be.
For sure. Yep.
That young person with that fire in them.
And that goal, that determination, man.
It was just like, man, I missed it.
Yeah.
I always miss it. My grandson wants to learn boxing.
That's amazing. How old's your grandson?
He's 13.
Let's go.
So his grandma called and said, "Hey, I have a body bag, like a boxing bag that you can have at your studio, or what can you do with it?" He wants to learn, and I know you were in boxing and you did really well in boxing.
Sure.
So is there something that you can do, like teach him? Can I take him to the studio to teach him boxing? I'm like, bring him.
Yeah, because that'll spark him back.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready to train.
I love that. I love that, man. You and your grandson, that's going to be
So I thought because it's walking distance, and this would be a good opportunity for him to jog
for sure.
and get that training versus stamina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just how we've been taught and just how Paul taught.
Yep.
You see, because you said you like the old stuff.
I do. I follow the old school rules, man. I really do.
Getting that stamina up is something we're out to start with.
Yeah.
And he'll get his energy out.
Sure.
So when he goes home, he just knocks out.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, because his battery's drained.
Yeah.
His battery's
So, that's something I want to do for him. And I want to start it here. And we have the room for it.
most definitely.
So it's just like,
And you can just do one-on-one with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just start there. But I still probably have him run around the building or the parking lot.
Just light that fire.
Yep. Just like it.
Just light the fire.
Eventually he could probably run to your club.
Right on. We'd love to have him. Yeah,
So-
for sure.
We'll work something out.
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough, dude. For real. For real. It's been a great time.
About what we are going to do. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I'm going to do the sponsors. And here, Papa John's, 280 North River Avenue, 616-355-7272. You can ask for Emily, the store manager. She is awesome. And you can also ask for Amanda. It is a family-owned business. They would love to hear from you. They are also hiring. kitchen work, actually management. You guys can just go in there, and they're such wonderful people. I can't say anything bad about these people. They're awesome, especially with helping with the community and everything that they do for the community. It is awesome. So thank you, Papa John, for everything that you do. Southside Cuts, we are open from Sunday, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 616-836-7502. Their address is 114 West 16th Street, Holland, Michigan, 49423. And we have Pure West Compassion Club, 9730 Adams Street, Holland, Michigan, 49423. You can give me a call, 616-772-9420 for all your needs. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday from 12 to 4. Make sure you show up. Hey, Bobby, you want to give me a call? I got some questions for you for an event that I have coming up. But yes, I want to thank everybody for joining in. Oh, let's see if this works now. It's probably not going to work. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. So we are going to have at the end of the video and to say thank you for joining in. Eli, thank you once again.
Thank you so much, man.
It's been such a pleasure. Thank you for taking me down this road that I almost forgot about.
Yeah, well, thanks. Thanks for letting me walk it with you, and thanks to our community members who tuned in. Alan, you're the greatest.
So thank you very much. Make sure you share this video. We will post it on YouTube as well as all platforms. Thank you very much. Enjoy. And we are done.
All right, man.